Convert the following standard form equations into slope-intercept form and then graph. Okay, let's get y by itself. So we have our line here. We're going to move this over. We want to keep the y term over here. Sorry, let me zoom in a little bit so you can see. All right. Okay, so we want to keep the y term here. So let's move this other term over. So we have 2y equals negative 3x plus 14. I just rewrote those, okay? I got to divide everything by this 2 now. Okay, this gives me y equals negative 3 over 2x plus 7. Those are a fraction that go in front of my x. That's my slope, basically. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Let's graph it. Let's go up 7, 2, 4, 6, 7, and then I go a pattern of down 3 over 2, down 3 over 2 every time. And that's it. That's all we do on those. Let's take a look at the next one. Graph the line using the given points. Then identify the slope and y-intercept to write the equation. All right, the line passes through the points 2, 0, and 0, negative 1. All right, so let's go ahead and plot those. 2, 0, 0, negative 1. Excuse me, it looks like we have a slope of up 1 over 2. So slope of positive 1/2. So there's our line. All right, we know our slope is half. We know our starting value is negative 1. It's right there. Here is our equation. Y equals half x minus 1. I am so sorry. You could not see that. What I did is I plotted these points. I'm not feeling on my A game. I'm kind of sick right now, guys, so I'm not on my A game. So here's my 2, 0. Here's my 0, negative 1. What I did is I recognized the pattern, up 1 over 2. I continued that pattern, but both directions, there's my line. There's my slope of up 1 over 2, my y-intercept of negative 1, there's my equation. All right? So, let's look at the next section. The constant k can be found by the following equation, y equals kx. All right. Just remember, this is no different than just y equals mx plus b without the b. It's just y equals mx. Okay, Julio's wages vary directly with the number of hours that he works. If his wages for 12 hours are $126, how much will it be for 35 hours? Okay, let's check it out. So, let x equal the number of hours he works, y equal Julio's pay. So we have one x and y value. This is my x, this is my y. So using the equation y equals kx, we're going to find the value of k. We're plugging in the 12 here. K times 12, right? And then, so K is how much he's making per hour. We plug in the 12 for the X, we plug in the 126 for the Y. You just do 126 divided by 12 and you get how much he's making an hour. So I'm going to do 126 divided by 12. I get 21 over 2, which I don't like, so I hit Control Enter and I get 10.5. So he's making 10.50 per hour. All right. So how much, if his wages for 12 hours are that, how much will they be for 35 hours? Well, let's multiply the 10.50 by 35. $367.50. Okay, so everything I kind of did here, I know that the blanks here, but that's basically how you do those. All right. Let's see. Solve each direct variation for the missing variable. This is similar to what we've done. Let's do one of these. If y is 27 when x is 6, find x when y is 45. All right, so all we have to do is do that y equals kx thing again. But I want to point out something if you didn't already figure it out from what we just did. How do you find k? It's just you divide both sides by x, right? To get k by itself, it's just y divided by x. So here's what you do. 27 divided by 6. 27 divided by 6 gives me 4.5. Okay? So find x when y is 45. Now we only have one unknown. Y equals kx. I know the k is 4.5, right? So it's going to be 45 equals 4.5 times x. Find x when y is 45, knowing my k value is 4.5. I figured that out from these numbers. I divide both sides by 4.5. 45 divided by 4.5 is 10. The value of x is 10. All right. Write an equation in slope-intercept form of the line with the given information. All right. Easiest way to do these on the test, type this in the calculator as a graph, type your answer choices in the calculator, the ones that are in slope-intercept form. The one that gives you the same line is the answer, okay? But let's go ahead and convert this, since this is not multiple choice. You distribute here. You have 5x plus 35. Okay, I just distributed that and rewrote the problem. Now I need to move this minus 4 over by doing plus 4 plus 4. I end up with y equals 5x plus 39. And that's how you do those. But once again, you're going to have one of these, this is a multiple choice answer. Let me show you. You go to your graph. You clear it out. Okay, go back to your graph now. Okay, I need to get it into relation mode. So I hit delete, I go to relation, and I type in y minus 4, y minus 4 equal sign, and then 5x plus 7. Okay, there we go. That's the line I have to get the exact same line on top of. So I hit tab, and I put in y equals 5x plus 39. Y equals 5x plus 39. There's the same line again. I know that's the right answer. All right. Let's see. Let's do one of these now. Passes through this with a slope of this. So you would have to plug this into the point slope pattern, which you have a formula chart for, which is y minus y of 1 equals m times x minus x of 1. You would plug in the 2 and the 4. Let's go ahead and do it. So I plug in the 2 here. I plug in the 4 here. So I get y minus 4. It's now minus 4 because the minus is in the pattern rule. The m is a half. X minus, and then I plug in the x value of 2. Now it becomes just like number 1 that we just did, where I distribute, etc., etc. All right? So let's go ahead and do it. Distribute the half. That gives me half x minus 1. And then I bring this over by plus 4. That's going to give me y equals half x plus 3. Okay. Next section, write an equation in point slope form with the given information. We kind of just did that. The one I did right here is an example of how to write it in point slope form. Okay, very easy. Point slope form is on your formula chart. Okay, we'll do one. Since this one was similar, we'll do one together. All right. The formula is y minus y of 1 equals m times x minus x of 1. All right. Just plug them in and go. The 4 goes here. That's my x. It goes in the back. X minus 4. The m is here. And the 8 goes here. That is all they want for that. That's the equation in point slope form. Graph each equation. Easy enough. One thing I want to encourage you to do is graph it in your calculator, turn on your grid lines, and you can get a reasonable graph of pretty much any of these, unless their numbers are really big, and none of these are. You could do it that way, okay? So, I'm going to do one. Let's see. This one's easy. I'll do it real fast. You should know how to do this. This is down 3. That's my y-intercept. There it is. This is my slope, up 4 over 1. Up 4 over 1, up 4 over 1. That's my line. Okay? This one's a little harder to see. Okay? What you would do, this is your slope. This is your x value after you remove it and reverse the sign, because that minus belongs to the formula. This, I remove it and reverse the sign. So here is my ordered pair, 1, negative 3. All right? So I start there at 1, negative 3, and then my slope is up 2 over 1 every time. Okay, now I want to show you something. This will be our last example for this section. You may not have followed along very well on that, and that's okay. You can get this right. You will get this right, because you go to the graph screen and you go to relation and you just type it in. Y plus 3 equals 2. Y plus 3 equals 2 times x minus 1. Okay? That's the same line that we just came up with. Now, how do you know for sure? Turn on your grid lines, menu, go through. 2 is view, 2 is grid. Your numbers might be different if you're not in the scratch pad, but you can still follow the menu and get to this. There you go. Look at this. This is down 5. This is down 5. Okay? Look at my slope. It's going up 2 over 1, up 2 over 1. It's the exact same line. You can get it that easily in the calculator, so make sure you do that. All right. Find the x and y intercepts of the linear. Oh, my mistake. I'm sorry. Find the x and y intercepts of the linear relationship given a table. There's the table. Okay, well, how do you know if you have the x-intercept? Because y is 0. How do you know you're at the y-intercept? Well, x is 0. Okay? That's an intercept. That is the y-intercept. Okay, it's 5. This is the x-intercept. Wait, am I backwards? Sorry. This is the y-intercept. Yes, this is the x-intercept because y is 0. Okay, I hate this allergies. All right. So, if you're not sure, you can plot it if you ever get it mixed up. So, I have my y here at 0, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That point is where I'm crossing the y-axis, right? And then here at 1, 0, what axis am I on? I'm on the x-axis. So that's how you know. You do all these the same way. Now, what if you don't have zeros and such? Like, what about this one? Let's take a look. You could plot all these. What do you notice? You notice that x is always -2. Always. No, y is always -2. So I'm going 8, -2. I'm going 6, -2. I'm going 4, -2. I'm going 2, -2. Look, guess what? The y-intercept's -2. Guess what? There is no x-intercept. It's never crossing the x-axis, all right? So that's how you do the special case type problems. Some of these other ones, you may have to do regression in the calculator to get the line, or you might need to just graph them on graph paper, good old-fashioned graph paper, still available. Graph it on graph paper and figure out where it eventually hits the x and y axis. Very easy. Okay, next section. Given the graph of the linear function, identify the x and y intercepts. All right, this is easy. Okay, there's the x-intercept, the y-intercept. 5. X-intercept, -3. Okay? That's how you do those.
Your third period class for your exam. That will be followed by your 5th period exam. Students who have a 5th period lunch and plan to